I very much pride myself on being a woman who is independent, capable, intelligent, don't need no man. However, that has caused me to be unable to ask for help, especially when I needed it. And I have had to learn how to let go of that identity of being an independent, don't need no man kind of woman. Am I capable? Absolutely. Can I figure something out if I need to? Yes, 100%. However, I have had to embrace the idea and truth that as humans, we are here to help one another. We are not here to exist isolated and alone, which is honestly how I live my life for 28 years. And I realized that for me, the reason why I was not able to ask for help was because I was scared of being seen as weak or helpless or vulnerable. And the reason for that is because growing up, I would hear my parents talk about how they were so worried that I would not be able to take care of myself. And they would express their opinion on how they felt that I was helpless in a way. They didn't use those exact words, but that was the message that came across in my mind as a child, that I was incapable, that I was helpless, that I was weak in a sense. And so I built my identity on the idea that I am not weak, that I'm strong, that I don't need help, that I don't need anybody. Learning how to ask for help has been one of the biggest lessons that I've had to learn in my life thus far. And what has helped me, the number one thing that has helped me overcome the inability to ask for help was actually overcoming the fear of what people thought of me, overcoming the fear of judgment, disapproval, and rejection. Because ultimately, I felt that disapproval and judgment in form of rejection from my parents when they would express their opinion that I was helpless, incapable, weak, vulnerable, etc. And they didn't mean it maliciously. They didn't. But they were concerned because growing up, I was very sensitive. I had a very anxious attachment style. I had to be with my dad 24/7. On the weekends when my parents had family parties, if my dad left my side for even a minute, I would freak out. So they were just very concerned that I would not be able to make it in this world on my own. So I had to overcome the fear of disapproval, of judgment. And I had to live my life so authentic to me. I have had to go inwards and ask my body, what do you need right now? What do you need right now to feel most supported? And it would often say, call a friend and tell them how you're feeling, cry, go ask for help, take rest. Things that were scary to me because I didn't want to be seen as weak or vulnerable. I always wanted to be as very strong, very put together to handle anything that came my way. Learning how to listen to my body and honor that no matter what fears came up and working through those fears, that is what helped me overcome the fear of disapproval, of people judging me. So for example, I I would need to rest. I could tell my body would tell me that it would need to rest from the gym. Let's say, for example, it was like, you've been working out for a long time. You need to take a rest day. And I could hear the fears of opinions and voices from my past saying, what resting means you're lazy. Resting means you're weak. If you have time, you should be doing something with it. That's often things that I would hear from my mom. And so my body would tell me that it would want me to rest. I would hear those subconscious fears come up. I'd be very cognizant of them. And I would hear them, acknowledge that that's not actually my voice, get back to my body and say, this is what my body is telling me, and I'm going to honor it, regardless of what the fears and opinions and voices of other people, regardless of what comes up. And I'm going to rest anyways. And I'm going to honor my body. And then when I do that, I'm going to put so much validation and love into myself. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that I actually honored and listened to my body. And doing that over and over again in different areas of my life is what helped me overcome the fear of disapproval, of rejection, of what other people thought, because I would hear their opinions and I would, even though I would hear it and I would acknowledge it, I would still do what felt right to me and authentic to me. And then when I did what was authentic to me, I would internally reward myself and celebrate myself for doing that. And so that helped me associate listening to my body with something positive, because I would make sure to celebrate the fact that I listened to my body after I did. So instead of listening to my body and then being scared of, oh my God, well, what if this means this? What if am seen as lazy or weak, etc.? I was then able to rewrite that story and say, nope, that's just the past. That's what someone else tried to give me. What listening to my body actually means is that I am honoring myself and that I'm actually being authentic to myself. And I'm so proud of myself for overcoming the fear of other people's opinions and judgments and actually listening to my body. So doing that, listening to my body, tuning into what my body was telling me, noticing what fears came up, what potential fears of what other people might say, or even just limiting beliefs or negative self talk that would come up, being aware of that, and then choosing to rewrite the self talk to something positive and celebrating that I'm actually honoring myself, my authentic self, and what my body is telling me. Because as women, our bodies are so intelligent and it will tell you what it needs. So honoring what my body would tell me and celebrating that, that helped me overcome the fear of people's opinions. It helped me lessen the weight that I gave to other people's opinion and gave more importance to what I thought, because I would celebrate myself. And so I wouldn't need the validation from other people because I would get it from myself. So why does this all connect with being able to ask for help? Because we our bodies will tell us if we're overworked, if we're overwhelmed, if we need help, but we won't do it because, again, we're scared to be seen as overbearing. What if they say no? If they say no, that's going to trigger our fear of rejection, etc. And so when you overcome the fear of what people think of you and disapproving of you and rejecting you, when you listen to your body and you realize I'm overwhelmed, I don't know how to do something, I can't do something, or it would just make my life easier to ask for help, you are able to overcome that initial fear of, oh my God, but if I ask for help, what are they going to think of me? Are they going to think I'm annoying, overbearing? Doesn't matter. Let them think you're annoying. Let them think you're overbearing. The worst thing that they can say is, no, I cannot help you, or I don't want to help you. And when you stop being scared of what people think of you, you don't care if they say, no, I can't help you. You don't care if they say, no, I don't want to help you. You're like, okay, that's fine. I need help. I'm going to ask for help. If you can't, that's your right. I'll ask somebody else, or I'll try to figure out myself. But it really comes from being unwilling to ask for help, really stems from the fear of what well there's two parts to the fear of asking for help. I'm going to just touch on this one today. But number one would be the fear of rejection, the fear of being seen as weak, vulnerable, overbearing. The other side of it is the fear that other people can't do it as well as you can. And just being a perfectionist and having which still stems from caring what people think. But being such a perfectionist that you are like, nobody can do as good of a job as I can. So I'm not going to ask for help because I can do it the best. So ultimately, they both do stem from a fear of what people think of you, fear of people's judgments of you, and learning to let that go by learning how to get out of your head, which is programmed with so many limiting beliefs that we often got from childhood, from our parents, from our environment, from other people who are not fully in alignment with themselves, and learning how to tune into our body and listen to what our body and our intuition and our gut is telling us. And when you listen to your body again, you're going to notice limiting beliefs, negative self talk potentially come up. And when it does, you're going to acknowledge it. You're not going to fight it. You're not going to listen to it. You're still going to honor your body and you're going to celebrate yourself for honoring your body. Truly, you're going to celebrate yourself like you would celebrate your best friend who just got a promotion or just gave you the best news of her life. You're going to celebrate yourself just like you would celebrate your best friend. You are going to learn how to be your own cheerleader. And when you learn how to be your own cheerleader, you are not going to rely on that external validation, and you're not going to experience such a strong fear of disapproval and rejection. If it's still there, if you do this over and over again for years and you still feel that slight pain when someone does reject you, that's normal. That's wired in us as humans, and that may never go away. I don't think it'll ever go away for me completely, but I know that I put so much weight on my own validation in improving myself that I am comfortable with getting that rejection, with getting that no, with being seen as weak, overbearing, incapable. People can think whatever they want about me because I know who I am, and I'm here to honor my authentic self, and you are here to honor your authentic self too. So if you're also a woman who struggles to ask for help, who struggles to be seen as weak or vulnerable, and you want to be seen as strong, independent, don't need anybody, these tips are going to help you immensely. You have to put into practice, and it's not going to happen overnight, like anything worthwhile, especially when it comes to limiting beliefs or self-talk or fears. It takes repetition and it takes time and patience, and that's okay because time is all we have, and we've got a lot of it. We've got a lot of time, hopefully. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.